Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all and happy Friday. Whew. Man, some of you are like, I am so happy that this week is over. My goodness. And for some of you, it's like, we're just getting started. We're just getting started, Greg, getting all excited about the weekend, right? 4th of July weekend is coming up. A lot of you have already taken time off for the holiday break and all of that. And so, it is a great time, right? Great time to spend with family and friends and whatever you're doing. Got to be careful though, right? Especially around the 4th of July. There's a lot of things that go on. People get carried away, um, go overboard, and then you end up regretting it. So use wisdom, people. Okay, try to use some wisdom. So that's uh, and don't follow the crowd. Really, don't follow the crowd. You could end up in a really tough situation. And do not drink. Do not drink and drive, especially that. Do not, especially for the holidays. Anytime, really. So, want to welcome you all back to Planet One Radio. So good to be back with you. Just a short little note. Uh, I may seem a little lethargic or you know a little bit out of bounds. It's really because of the medication that I'm on for my shingles that helps me with the pain that I'm dealing with. It's not excruciating pain, but without it, you know, I won't be able to do too much, and I got a lot I'm dealing with right now. So forgive me if I'm coming across like I need to take a nap because I'm like down in the coffee and that's just how it is. Now I can take it at night before I go to bed, but it's I'm dealing with this issue during the day. So anyway, appreciate you. All right, couple of things that are going on right now, and one is the fact that I'm on here again, and there's a reason for it. All right, so I'm going through this process. Consistency. Consistency is one of the things that we all struggle with in moving forward and doing things in our lives. Being consistent is not easy because we're creatures of habit, right? And so I am working on being consistent in many different ways, being consistent in my reactions to things, being consistent in what I say, being consistent in what I do, and all of that, especially in the type of environment that I work in, because things can change very rapidly. And if you're not consistent in what you're doing, then you may end up losing a deal or something like that, and it could be difficult. And so, what I have found is that making an adjustment, a small adjustment on a regular basis, can have a huge effect on a transition that you're going through or make it much easier for you. I used to be part of a mindset motivation group a couple years ago, 2, 3 years ago. And one of the things that we used to discuss is doing something very small. It could be just getting up like 15 minutes earlier, 30 minutes earlier. And that has a huge benefit to you for the rest of your day. How many times have we said to ourselves, I'm just not prepared, or do I have everything, or you're always jumping in the car and do I have my phone, do I have my bag, do I have everything that I need, did I leave anything behind? How many times have you turned around and gone back for something that you've forgotten? Well, it's because we don't write things down and we're not prepared. That's really what it is. And it's also interesting to think that people are more prepared and organized when they're ready to go on a trip, right? When you're going to go on vacation, you're planning a trip, you're more organized and ready for it than you are just waking up and getting ready to start your day, going to work or going on to an appointment, whatever you're doing. Because maybe the vacation is more important to you than your job. And for many people, it is, which is another conversation we're going to have down the road. So I am working on that consistency. This is part of it, is this doing this on a regular basis is consistency. All right. That was my introduction. Okay. That was my introduction. Gorgeous day here in the South. I hope it is where you are. We're going to be tipping about 90 degrees today. I will say that mornings here pretty much all the time because we don't really get snow here in South Charlotte area much at all. But mornings are very, very pretty, very beautiful time. I have a lot of birds chirping. There's a lot of other bugs up there in the trees that are singing and dancing and doing all their business, and it's very peaceful to me. You can maybe hear them in the background. I'm not sure. So later today, in about 3 hours or so, I'm going to be doing a podcast on the Planet One Radio video podcast with Chris Bushnell. So I've known Chris now for a few years. We've done a podcast before, and he's in a mortgage lending business. I really, really like Chris. He's full of tenacity. Chris is very, very good in consistency as well. And we're not going to just be talking about, as I said yesterday in the video that I did, we're not just be talking about real estate or mortgage stuff. We're going to be talking about referral business, all right, and getting business and how that could benefit everybody, right? Just not myself or just not you, but everyone involved. Because there's someone I've connected to now, Andy Elliott. Some of you may know who he is. He's a sales motivational guy, mostly in sales, very high level guy. Been through a lot in his life from what I understand. So I relate to him on a number of levels, but one of the things that he talks about is changing the way that we use the word sales and using the word helping, right? And I've always been that way. In real estate, for me, it's always been about position of service versus position of sales. Someone says, "Oh, so what do you do for a living?" "Oh, I'm in real estate." "Oh, yeah, well, you're in sales." I don't really look at it that way. I look at it from a position of service because there's a lot of things that we got to do in a transition position, because that's what it is. You're actually transitioning people from one position to another. You're transitioning their lives. And there's a lot of pressure on that and for us to make sure that everything goes well, that all the boxes are checked and everything is working smoothly. There's no hiccups and all of that. And so every now and then things do creep up, and you got to be prepared for that. So, and you really have to take stock in people's lives when you're in this type of an industry. So, but also what I'm going to be getting into in my next transition is getting into the artificial turf business, which is going to start on the 7th. So I am actually in a transition. All right. And I do struggle with that because of my patience issue. Maybe those of you who are watching, you also, you like to have things happen right away, and you don't want to have a time where you're just like, waiting for something else to happen. But for me now, this is about focusing on that particular time and what I'm doing to prepare for when the light switch goes on, right? I'm just not going to sit back and watch, cartoons until, till the 7th. Now we will be heading to the beach, right? Going to be going to Myrtle Beach starting the end of this week, getting into all next week, most of it. And it'll be exciting to be down there. It'll be a great break. Doesn't mean I can't still be involved. I probably will still be doing a video and all of that while I'm down there, and probably doing one with Isaac, right? It'll be exciting to do that. It doesn't mean you have to just, completely stop doing everything you're doing. So that's part of it. Okay. The other thing I'm going to be doing later today, I know I'm moving forward, folks. I already talked about it. I'm doing the best I can right now. Is I'm going to be on WPON with Martin Anthony at 5:00. And I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. Martin is a cool guy, and I don't know what we're going to talk about. Who knows? We can talk about anything. And but that's another thing that I'm going to be consistent about doing as well, is being on that platform. It's going to be very beneficial, and I'm really excited about doing that. Now, the other thing I want to discuss, which I'm probably going to be mentioning on the podcast later today, is I do want to also put another hat on my head, so to speak, and that is in a position of negotiations. I'm not someone, there are many people who are in sales, people that are in real estate or other types of sales industries, and they've transitioned into a coach or mentor. and they want to bring people in, get them on their platform, sign them up for coaching and all of that. I'm really not looking to do that. I am basically looking to see how I can help you in any sort of negotiation position that you're in. I really feel that it's a strength for me. Maybe it's just my overall demeanor, my persuasiveness. Sometimes not always perfect in everything that I do. I can't say I do that in sales perfectly, but I do like to negotiate, and I've negotiated cell tower deals. I've negotiated obviously in real estate we negotiate deals, but it doesn't always have to be about real estate. It could be other things going on in your life. So I was watching a video yesterday. I can't remember who this person was, but um, he was part of a mafia boss crime family. I guess he was negotiating for things with John Gotti and all kinds of other things, and so he spent a number of years in prison, and now he's a top negotiator. He was negotiating deals for GM and Mazda headquarters and the auto industry and all of that. And so I just, it's just really unique to listen to, hey, you're going to forget about it, going to do it this way. I mean, I don't know if that's really negotiating or not, but I mean, I just found it to be interesting how he has transitioned into that from what this person has, from what his life was like before. So anything can happen, people. So I'm going to be discussing more about that. Now, it could be simple as you're trying to negotiate a job or salary, or it could be maybe it's your cell phone bill, and you just don't want to do it, or you don't feel that you have what it takes to do it. Doesn't mean that you can't do it, but that's what I'm going to be offering my services for, and we can talk about that differently. I come from the mindset of giving gets results. Okay, that's the way I always looked at things. I've always been that way. I look at things that I'm doing in a service position. People always call me and ask me for things, ask me for advice. So I rarely ever say no. There are times I have to say no, depending upon what it is, obviously. But I try to figure what it is that you need, and then seeing whether or not I can help you if I'm the best fit. And if not, then I can point you to someone else who can do it. I'm not a lawyer, but I will say that over the 25, 30 years or even longer that I've been dealing in the realm of many different positions, as far as I worked in law for over 20 years, going on 11 years in the real estate industry and all of that. So if you want to talk to me about that, I want you to reach out to me. You can DM me, Facebook. You can do it here on YouTube, whatever you want to do. And don't be shy about it. We figure it out. All right. We can go that way. I think that's pretty much about that. I've all got to discuss. See, there it is. I used that word again that I talked about yesterday. Don't want to say the word that I've got. All right. Appreciate you all. And we'll be talking to you all very, very soon. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you next time on Planet One Radio. Take care.